Ladies and gentlemen, we are currently holding for further traffic clearance.
Check out Kristen's new website, magicaljourneysvacations.com, for all your vacation needs. Disney, Universal, cruise lines, and more.
Thank you for traveling with us.
magicaljourneysvacations.com. Have her book your magical vacation today.
WDW After Dark, now loading.
WDW After Dark. WDW After Dark. Live and uncensored. Starring Jeff Davis, Al Jonko, Kristen Hetzel, and Eric Allen. WDW After Dark is live and uncensored. Call the hotline at 410-98-WDW-AD. Follow us on Facebook at WDW After Dark Webcast and Twitter at WDW After Dark. Headline news, Disney food, video games, Marvel and Star Wars. WDW After Dark, live and uncensored. And now prepare yourself for WDW After Dark.
Oh, that's wonderful. Well, are we on? Hey, we're live now.
Now we're live.
Now we're live. All right. Oh, Lord. Where do we even start?
Right here. This is where we start.
Hey, Eric.
This is where we start, yes.
What did you happen to say earlier about this show? This week.
This is the show that Google and the internet did not want you to see.
Okay. So we had problems with Blab last week. We didn't get our guest on. We had no show last week because of the internet. And this week, the internet does not want us to have a show. We went back to Google On Air, whatever the hell this is. Google Hangouts On Air.
Google Hangouts.
I'm so frustrated now, I don't even know what to say. But now we're back. We are live.
It has only taken about 50 minutes for this show to start today.
Actually, that's pretty good for us.
That's pretty good. Yeah, we had technical difficulties with the microphone. We couldn't get on Blab. We're now here using the archaic technology of Google Hangouts On Air. Oh, Lord.
Do we need to try Skype? Just do the round robin of everything,
gosh.
you know?
I got
Let's
a
go
couple
back
of
to-
soup cans. We could put some string between them.
Let's go back to what did we use? Live stream?
Live stream.
Ustream. Let's go back to Ustream. Let's go back to the infancy of this show and do it. In fact, let's do FaceTime and put it all on Ustream. Let's FaceTime each other. That's a great way to do a podcast, folks.
Oh, God.
We do have Disney headline news. I'm Al John Go, podcaster, good time guy, Asian persuasion, along next to
Discombobulated host.
Discombobulated host who's frustrated with technology, joined by my fellow Luddites. We've got Mr. Eric Allen. Thunder Beaver. Just say something. Anything.
Dadgum, I don't care who you are. That's funny right there.
Yeah, that is funny. Also, so he's the host of Sorcom Review on Sorcerer Video. And we also are joined by Miss Kristen Hetzel there, the Disney foodie, the travel agent for Magical Journeys Travel, and Miss Dining at Disney. How are you?
Here, I guess.
You're here. I think we've done this before, I think. And also joining us here, Choosy Moms Choose Jeff. We're here with Mr. Jeff Davis, the News Monster. How you doing, buddy?
If I talk too loud, will it turn off?
You better watch it.
I'm trying to be as quiet as possible.
You better watch yourself.
be very, very quiet. Well,
I don't want to talk. If I talk too loud, it might, screw up on me and turn everything off.
It might. I tell
I
you.
don't want to touch anything.
I tell you, today is we're recording this show on February 16th. It is Sorcerer Radio, our 15th anniversary over there at Sorcerer Radio, and we all were on air and doing fun stuff for the show. For the radio station. What a great day, and we want to wish everyone at Sorcerer Radio, including our fearless leader over there, the Sorcerer himself, thank you for having us part of the show, and also thank you for listening. It's been great hosting DJ shows over there. Family friendly Sorcerer Radio station at srsounds.com.
You want to know what I really enjoyed hearing today, Al John, and I just wanted to tell you this.
The dulcet sounds of your voice?
No. It was during Tiki Room where you guys did a look back at all the guests that you guys had on the show and the different interviews. I really enjoyed hearing that.
You like that?
I did.
Yes.
That was really nice. Yeah.
That was beautiful.
Yeah, that was really good.
You know what? It's been a great time, and what a pleasure to be a DJ with you guys and with Kristen. I mean, it's been so much fun. I'm getting chills just thinking about it. And doing this show because I'd like to consider you guys friends, and this is what really.
Well, if you must.
Well, it's not like we haven't. It's not like we haven't, hung out or gone on vacation, hung out together, whatever. But
Gone to hockey games.
There you go.
But it is fun, and you guys have had some great interviews and times on the air too, not just with this show, but your respective shows. And I forgot to mention the fact that some of the funniest moments on air happen when we're all doing shows together.
Yeah.
And or listening to Kristen and Natalie when they were hosting Castaway Midday was like my favorite show because the girls just had so much fun when they were doing the midday show. It was like. I mean, watch out. The View has nothing on you guys. It's so good. It was so good. I mean, a show that I can actually
doing that
watch.
with Natalie.
Yeah, we miss you guys.
I miss y'all doing that.
Yeah, it was good shows. And by the way, I heard the clone on Storecom Review this morning on Sorcerer Radio.
Yeah.
That was really good. Really good.
For those who don't know, my son is my nickname for him is the Unaltered Clone because, well, one day we just woke up and he looked exactly like me. But for the past couple of years, he's been really on me to let him be part of the shows. Like he's wanted to come on this show, but I'm like, son, no, this is for adults. This is for grown-ups. And so he's been on the Mighty Marvel Geeks a couple of times, and he's been on Sorcom Review a few times, but it struck me this morning just how his voice has changed since the last time he's been on Sorcom. It's kind of like all of a sudden I woke up one morning and he's like Hulk. He's like, Dad, I'm hungry.
Yeah.
Well, you know where the fridge is, son. I don't want to get up.
Right.
And he's already taller than me. He's 13 years old. He's already taller than me. So I'm afraid that there'll come a day when I won't be able to spank him. I'll have to resort to like backing over him with the car or something. But I'd be afraid for the undercarriage.
Well, he is a big guy. He's grown up so quickly, and I remember when he was much younger. And now, I mean, look, you guys can like share hockey jerseys and all that good stuff now.
We have the exact same size hockey jerseys, so yeah.
That makes it easy. I mean, makes it easier. That's kids for you, man. They grow like weeds. Weeds. But, I tell you, if you have an opportunity to listen to Sorcerer Radio and the new website was launched and the new mobile apps were launched, and it's just an amazing technology. It's such a great time. Chris and I were talking about how technology has changed over the past 15 years. And it's pretty insane when you think about where we've come. Kristen and I had our old gateway computer with dial-up internet service, listening to Sorcerer Radio on dial-up, and and literally on the message boards, and it took forever to upload photos. It was just like, what is going on here? And now everything's so immediate.
It was before Facebook and Twitter you became a thing.
MySpace came and went like that.
Yeah,
gone. Yeah.
So I mean, you were like, you were happening if you had an AOL account with a 56K modem.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah, it's amazing how much technology has changed, and technology has changed this show so much. But I digress. We could live in the past and take a walk down memory lane about technology, but we are here to talk about Disney headline news. We'll do that momentarily. Don't forget WDWAfterDark.com, Amazon links, Fandango to get your tickets, booking your trip, your cruise with Kristen, whether it's Marvel, whether it's the Disney Cruise Line, Adventures by Disney.
Take a Marvel cruise.
Take a Marvel cruise. You could take a Marvel cruise and be an Avenger and meet Captain America and Thor, and it can happen. But you need to take the steps to do it, which is checking out Kristen's website, magicaljourneysvacations.com. That is first and foremost, and she will help you get hooked up with great deals, awesome vacation stuff, and help save you money all at the same time. Leave the aggravation alone and book your next trip to Disney, Universal, or any cruise line with Kristen at magicaljourneysvacations.com. So now here it is, Disney headline news. We first start with Mr. Jeff Davis, who's got news on the parks. What's up?
Okay, we're going to start with Disney updating the operating hours calendar and the new Symphony in the Stars fireworks show that is now listed through to the end of April this year. So it's going to be extended a little bit. Seems to be really, really popular. The show times vary with 8 p.m. Shows for 8 p.m. closings, 8:30 shows for 8:30, and 9:15 to 9:30, 9:30, 9:45. So forth and so forth for 10 p.m. closing. So just make sure you look at your times guide for all that stuff, for updated information when you enter the park. That way that you can show up, get a good spot for Symphony in the Stars fireworks there for all that stuff. So check that out. All right. Featuring characters from, it's going to have The Princess and the Frog. You're going to have Tangled, Frozen. Magic Kingdom will debut a new live castle show later this year, Mickey's Royal Friendship Fair. So all that stuff sounding really, really good. Opening in the summer of 2016, the new show will include an original song, memorable music, some lively dancing, and special effects magic, all kinds of stuff. This is what Disney Parks blog said, though. In Mickey's Royal Friendship Fair, Mickey and his troupe of merry makers have been preparing to host a joyous festival and have ventured far and wide to invite friends from other lands to join their celebration. From the land of bewitching bayous, Goofy has invited Tiana, Naveen, Louie, and a little spice of New Orleans jazz to the party. From the land of the Enchanted Woods, Donald Duck brings some of the new friends he met at the Snuggly Duckling, and Daisy introduces us to her special guests, Rapunzel and Flynn Rider. Finally, Mickey shares a surprise with Minnie as he traveled to the land of the Mystic Mountains to invite Olaf, Anna, and Elsa, who contributes a blast of her icy magic. It all culminates into a grand dance as the Merry Makers invite all their special guests to join the fun on this special day in the Magic Kingdom. To make way for the new show, the current castle show, Dream Along with Mickey, is going to have its final performance on Saturday, April the 2nd. So make sure you make a note of that.
Wow.
Yeah, lots of stuff going on.
End of an era.
That show's been going on for quite some time, I guess.
I am so glad to be able to hear something different when I'm in the park.
Yeah. Does it almost make you wish that a classic like Wishes was changed into something different?
Yes.
I do.
Or do you think it's a staple that needs to stick around?
There's no reason why they can't switch it up.
Yeah, true.
They don't have to do Wishes every night. They could do Wishes showings every other night with a new fireworks show. I mean, just to make it different, it would mean more people. Well, I don't know. It would mean some different people might attend the parks at different times for different shows.
Sure, yeah. Mix it up a little bit. Give us something new to enjoy for the next 10 years. And I guess that's how long it seems that Wishes has been running at the Magic Kingdom.
I think Wishes has been running for a decade.
Yeah.
That came over during the Disneyland 50th anniversary.
Yeah.
So
And it's not like it's not popular. People always, standing room only, the best places to go to watch it. And it doesn't matter how many times you've seen it, you still enjoy it. Some people still have a tear come to their eye when they watch it and stuff like that. So it's become a tradition for a lot of families.
Yeah, I've seen. Yeah, I think I've seen Wishes more times than I've seen Ghostbusters, and that's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Oh man,
okay. I saw that the other day.
Wishes debuted on October 9th, 2003.
Wow, more than a decade. That's
a baker's dozen almost. I mean,
just for everyone at home keeping score, Kristen is fact-checking more than a lot of the presidential debates, so that's good.
Well, good for her. Yeah, she's at least got one or two things right that they don't.
I don't talk politics, but I think that's great that we have a great fact checker here.
I've always said Google's my best friend.
That it is.
Right. That it is. Cha-ching! Where's my money? Where's my money?
Yeah, we can use those for this show. Yeah.
I'm missing them. I've been so without now.
I know it.
I have that up too. Hang on.
Everybody's downloading it right now.
There we go. Perfect. I missed it. It's been so long.
All right, moving on. Several attractions and shops at Epcot will be operating reduced hours from Sunday, February 14th, which was a couple of days ago. The Disney Pixar Short Film Festival, which I don't think really anybody cares about, it recently opened and will close at 7 p.m. instead of its current close at 9 p.m. And on evening extra magic hours, it's going to close at 9 p.m. Journey into Imagination in Future World will change from its current 9 p.m. closure to a 7 p.m. closure. Again, 9 p.m. on extra magic nights, bites, whatever you want to call it. Disney's Phineas and Ferb Agent P's World Showcase Adventure will close now at 6 p.m. from its current 8:15 closure. Living with the Land the boat ride in the Land Pavilion will close at 7 p.m. daily, down from its current 9 p.m. closing. This was kind of weird. Mouse Gear currently operates from 8:45 to park close, but from Sunday, the new hours will be 1 hour after park opening to close. So just one little change there. For whatever reason they decided to do that. I don't know why. I guess maybe because majority of the time when people are entering the park, they're not going straight to Mouse Gears unless they've got limited edition merchandise for people to buy.
True.
Rest of the time, people are headed to attractions. They're going to breakfast or lunch or whatever they decide that they want to do there. So,
I can kind of understand that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I go to Mouse Gear as many times as I can.
Yeah.
I'm a window shopper. I can't help myself.
But on typical morning extra magic hours, Mouse Gear will open at 9 a.m. on regular days, and on 10 a.m. on the other days. So,
yeah,
a few changes. Again, look at your times guide when you enter the park. That's what they're there for. There's plenty of copies. Take as many as you want. Use them as souvenirs, but they give you all the times for everything as to when it opens and closes for that day, week, event, whatever it may be. That's really all that's going on. Not much. Short and sweet.
Awesome. Well, that is great. Thank you so much for the park news, Jeff. We appreciate it. Moving forward, we have Mr. Mighty Marvel Geek himself, the co-host of the Mighty Marvel Geek podcast, Mr. Eric Allen.
Yo, how are you? Oh, wait,
Good.
We covered that already.
We did.
We thought we were broadcasting, but wasn't.
You never know. I mean, it's always good to have your bases covered.
Well, there you go. Okay, perhaps the biggest news in the Marvel realm happened this past weekend, where a little movie called Deadpool, one that 20th Century Fox did not really want to make, but was a labor of love for the headliner Ryan Reynolds. I think there's had a deep-seated desire to atone for his last superhero movie, a little stinker called Green Lantern. Maybe you've heard of it.
That was a DC movie, by the way.
Yes, it was.
Not a Marvel movie, DC.
Not a Marvel movie. But this is the first. Well, all right, I can't say it's the first Marvel movie to get an R rating, but it is the first R-rated movie to make $150 to $153 million on its opening weekend. Let's see. Number one records that it broke. Opening weekends in February. Opening weekends in winter. President's Day 4-day holiday weekend opener. I think you're getting a little too granular with that Box Office Mojo, but that's just me. A rated R opening weekend. Widest R-rated opening. It's the 7th of all time. Let's see. Yeah, that's really where it's at. It is. It's just setting records left, right, and center, and it has done the 152 million. That was domestic. Worldwide, get this. Over $284 million opening weekend for that movie. Jeff, have you gone to see that yet?
I have not gone to see that yet. No.
Okay. What about you, John?
It's on my list.
Yeah, it's on the list. I actually wanted to take Kristen to see it for Valentine's Day weekend, and we opted to stay in instead. And we hopefully will watch it soon. I know that our correspondent Kat Corey for Sorcerer Radio on the West Coast has sent me a review, and I'll post that on Tiki Room next week. But yeah, from all intents and purposes, it looks like this is a huge movie. I can't wait to see it myself because Deadpool is one of my favorite Marvel characters. I really enjoy Ryan Reynolds. I think he's a funny actor, and I'm so happy that my friend Jeremy had said passion wins, and he fought for this project, and I'm glad that it worked because he paid a lot of attention to what the comic book fans wanted and paid respect to the source material and made it happen.
Well, on our Mighty Marvel Geek show, one of our co-hosts, Kylan, he went to see it the night before we taped last week's show, and he said Ryan Reynolds nails it. I mean, he gets the character.
There's no doubt in my mind, considering the mindset that Ryan Reynolds has got between Van Wilder and so many other movies that he's done.
Yeah.
He was perfect for the role, no doubt. Yeah.
Now let's make something absolutely clear. This is not a kid's movie. This is not. I mean, when Ryan Reynolds himself is coming out and saying, "Don't take your kids to see this movie." Don't take your kids to see this movie, but yet you're still seeing instances where. Hang on, let's see if I can find it here. Yeah, somebody put it up on Facebook saying, "Well, had to leave Deadpool shortly into the movie. Should have realized beforehand that it was too adult for a 9-year-old." And under the comments, somebody says, "I heard someone else say the same thing. They should give parents some type of warning or give a better rating." To which somebody else replies with, "You mean like an R rating?
What more do you need?"
I mean,
where it says restricted.
My God.
Come on.
Yeah,
I
there's
mean,
a reason.
People need to start using their brains. You have them.
Yeah. That's
If
why.
we-
Oh my God, rated R means not intended for under 18.
If they don't
Give me
receive
a
a text
break.
message via Twitter or Facebook or anything else letting them know about stuff, people don't know anymore. They don't take the time to look it up. That's the problem.
I'm
By
just
the
waiting
way,
for the day when McDonald's has to tell you, be careful, your coffee is hot.
Too late.
Because people
Too late.
aren't reading
They
it on
already
the
did that.
cup. Oh, no, it's on the cup. But I'm just waiting for it to get to a point that people aren't even, I mean, clearly these people didn't bother to read rated R rating or understand what the term rated R was.
By the way,
Don't
if
get
you
it.
do order a coffee at McDonald's, they do tell you when they hand it to you that be careful, the coffee's hot.
Do they really?
They really do. I just had a coffee this morning from there. So.
but here's the thing. My son is 13 years old. Deadpool is like his favorite character, and he said as much on the show this morning on Sorcom. But he knows I am not going to take him to go see this movie. And when I say he's a fan of Deadpool, he is a fan of it in the comics. In the comics, the blood and violence is so over the top, it's cartoony. It's to the point where you know it's not real because it's so unbelievable. So that to me is different. And another difference is the sex is not played up quite as much in the comics as it is in the movie. So I'm just telling you, if you can hear my voice right now and you have a child that is under 18, don't freaking take him to Deadpool.
This has been a public service announcement by Mr. Eric Thunderbeaver Allen for Mighty Marvel Geeks and this network.
I have a question about the character of Deadpool and Ryan Reynolds and his association. His character that he played in Wolverine.
Yes.
Who was he considered to be?
Okay, the character in Wolverine is supposed to be Deadpool.
Okay.
But let's be honest, Fox screwed it up.
They neutered him.
Okay.
It was just it was supposed to be Deadpool, but it wasn't Deadpool.
Okay. I just noticed some similarities in that, and the whole, in the scheme of thing with Marvel Universe and their movies and everything else. It almost seemed like they had him, the same person playing two different characters.
Well,
but not two different characters at the same time.
Here's something you got to remember. You got to remember. Deadpool and Wolverine and the X-Men, they're not part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Right.
They're not part of the official universe. Those are movies that are purely made by Marvel Studios.
Right.
The ones made by Fox, the Cinematic Universe. Mm-hmm. The ones produced by Fox are in their own little continuity, and the Spider-Man ones are in their own little continuity over in Sony land.
It's very confusing.
Yeah, it can be confusing for a lot of people, and they don't understand. But I will tell you this, that during the filming of the last Wolverine movie, not the last one, the third one, but Wolverine Origins, where Wade Wilson, a.k.a. Ryan Reynolds, as Deadpool, come out, there was a writer's strike that happened at the end of that film, and that's one reason why he had nothing to say. They sewed his mouth shut. They gave him abominations for claws and all kinds of weird stuff, and it just simply didn't work. And Ryan Reynolds wanted to do Deadpool so much at that time that they said, well, you'll do Deadpool the way we have it written, or you'll never have an option to do the Deadpool movie you want to make. And so he said, okay, well, if this is the path I have to choose, and so be it. So
take one for the team.
He took one for the team, and now, of course, it's paying dividends. So, this movie's kind of branched off, and it kind of doesn't it kind of say that that Wolverine Origins, that kind of section was kind of forgotten about.
Yeah.
We can only hope.
Yeah.
And another point, just to touch on the whole MCU versus Fox universe and what have you. A lot of people are going to look at this and say this is Disney's doing, and they're going to criticize Disney for putting out such a non-kid-friendly superhero movie. But really, A, Disney didn't do it, and B, Deadpool is not a superhero. He is a mercenary. He is an anti-hero. He is a villain. He was originally created as a villain. And to call it a superhero movie is being disingenuous. It's being lazy, really, is what it is. But there are going to be people out there to do it, and we just need to pray for them and bless their hearts.
Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah, it's like saying everybody in The Walking Dead are heroes. Well, I'm sorry to say, but not everybody in The Walking Dead have squeaky clean halos. All right.
Yeah.
Walking Dead. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I had to bring that up. Well, that's very good, Eric. Thank you so much for that tidbit, and congratulations on Ryan Reynolds. I look forward to seeing the film myself. Hopefully, Chris and I will get a chance to see the film, because we actually do like Ryan Reynolds. I don't think I've seen a Ryan Reynolds movie I didn't like, to be honest.
He has re-energized his career
I like
100%.
Ryan Reynolds.
You know, had a full Super Bowl commercial and everything. You know, the town of Ryan Reynolds. I mean, it was ladies loved it. I mean, they absolutely loved it. Yeah, everywhere they looked, it was Ryan Reynolds everywhere. So.
Well, the digs that he takes at himself with the Green Lantern movie were priceless in the trailer. And can you hear me?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I think all those digs were great, and to be honest, you know, if it wasn't for Ryan Reynolds and the Green Lantern, it would have been one huge stinker. And you know, he is a little bit of a saving grace for that film. Not much, but he is for the Green Lantern. So
It's
so
the
kudos
only
to him.
reason I watched it.
Yeah. So having said that, thank you very much for that news, Eric. Kristen is here.
Yes.
She has some Disney dining news from diningatdisney.com. What's going on?
Okay, so what's interesting is Bubba and I just talked about this on the Dining at Disney podcast about how he misses this event happening and his wish has been granted. Over at Disney California Adventure, the Food and Wine Festival will be returning. It's going to be taking place on the weekends, April 1st through May 1st this year.
Exciting.
They said that not much has been released about it other than it's going to feature the best of Californian cuisine. There's going to be culinary demonstrations, seminars, and celebrity chefs. So once they release more information, I'll have that. But they did say on the weekends starting April 1st.
Very nice. Very nice. And any other news?
That's just really the only big news.
All right, very cool.
That's the only news that really matters at the moment.
That's good. That's good. That's good.
Rest is just garbage.
News from the likes of Jedi Mouseketeer, JediMouseketeer.com. Star Wars Episode 8 now filming. Folks, this is great news. In fact, I don't know if you all will be able to hear or see this, but I do have a little bit of a trailer here you all can watch. You can see. You probably can't see it.
Good, brother, beautiful. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 8.
How cool is that? How cool is that?
You know you are like the upper top echelon of franchises when you can get away with a trailer like that.
Isn't that great?
It's wrong. That's what it is. It's just wrong.
It's so great. It's like, here's the end of the film that everyone has seen.
That moment where Luke says, "I am your father."
No, he doesn't say anything. It's like dot, ellipses.
That's what he's gonna say, though.
Right?
Okay, all right. I just want to jump in here for just a second. All right, if you are writing the script for The Force Awakens, what do you have Luke say there?
The hell you doing here?
Hey, I know you. I know you.
Weren't you that kid that I dumped on a desert planet about 18 years ago?
I know your mom.
Yeah.
Tell her to call me. She knows my number.
867-5309. That's it.
Yeah, let's.
Have you seen my droid?
Yeah. So this is Luke, right there. What is he saying to himself?
He says, "I look like I belong on Grizzly Adams."
Looks like a
And this is Ray's face. What is she saying?
moment of constipation on his face is what it looks like he just had Mexican or something, you know. Damn enchiladas.
Hurry up! I need to get over there in 12 parsecs or less.
Look at the bushy eyebrows. Good golly, dude. Oh my god.
Hey, look, man. You know, life is rough for the Last Jedi.
Yeah.
It's like that. It's like that picture Kristen showed everybody of Johnny Depp and Joe Perry at the Grammys the other night. Everybody was asking which one is Keith Richards, and I said,
"Oh my God, it looked like Keith Richards. Oh my gosh, he looked so bad."
No, they all look
pull up that picture, and then pull up a picture of Keith Richards, and pull up a picture of Joe Perry. You would swear that is Keith Richards and not Joe Perry.
Oh.
He looks that bad.
Yeah, it's.
Anytime you can be confused for Keith Richards, you need to get checked in somewhere.
Just so you know, here's a picture of Johnny Depp and Keith Richards. No, that's Joe Perry from Aerosmith, folks.
That's not the picture. That's not the picture.
I know it's not. I know it's not the picture. It's the one that just came up, folks. So.
Wow.
Yeah, that looks there like. That looks like him there.
Yeah.
Well.
So they took an entire day and just shot that one scene.
No.
The ending of the last movie.
You know what they did? They said, well, we have this trailer Disney wants to put out, so let's literally just everyone get in their places and let's shoot it. Okay, we're done. Now we can move on with the rest of the film. Thank you.
Dude, we left the script back in the hotel. Fine. We just
no wonder he didn't say anything. No wonder. Once again, Luke says nothing the entire movie. He just stands there.
He doesn't have to. He's Luke freaking Skywalker.
That's right,
So, yes, Principal...
He took acting lessons from Boba Fett.
Bunch of one-liners,
How about a bunch of no-liners?
Well, there was, put Captain Solo in the cargo hold. And then, just a couple of others. That was about it.
He's no good to me, Dad.
That's pretty good. That was pretty good, guys. That was good, Jeff. You did a pretty good Boba Fett right there.
Well, hey, I appreciate that.
That's pretty good. Pinewood Studios, yes. Principal photography started yesterday. And episode 8, written and directed by Ryan Johnson. Rain Johnson? Is it Rain or Ryan? Guys, is it Rain? I think Rain Johnson.
Let's get him on the show and ask him.
Yeah, let's get him on he's not busy or anything. Let's just get him.
Yeah. I'm sure he's got a window in the schedule.
Well, but
he'll make time for us. He owes us money.
But did you know that new cast members will include Benicio del Toro, Academy-nominated Laura Dern from Jurassic Park, and Scream newcomer Kelly Marie Tran. So it's being produced by Kathleen Kennedy, Ram Bergman, and executive produced by J.J. Abrams and Jason McGatlin. So all of this is going to culminate in the film debuting December 15th of 2017. So
is this a digital film or is it on regular film, millimeter film?
It's going to be filmed with actual film.
Okay.
Just like the last movie. So if you enjoyed
filmed on film.
Good.
If you enjoyed the last film, episode 7, you'll enjoy the upcoming Star Wars films. They're all actually going to be shot. What is it? Widescreen, HD, Panavision, whatever they're doing. So,
yeah, something like that.
IMAX are being shot. Were the last film? I don't think they were shot in IMAX. Are they shot in IMAX? I don't think so, but they look really good. So, but anyway, that is the headline news for today. Thank you, gang, for delivering up all the news goodness. And once again, I'd like everybody to subscribe to our feed on YouTube and iTunes there for WDW After Dark, and tell all your friends. Right now, we've got some discussion that's going on. Mr. Eric Allen, you want to pose a question to the panel?
I am posing a question to the panel because, well, on the Sorcom review, we have a little something we call the Sorcom poll question. Excuse me. So the question is, of course, we know that it seems like half of Disney's Hollywood Studios is getting closed down and putting up behind construction walls for Toy Story Land and Star Wars Land, and you've got Avatar Land, Pandora over in Animal Kingdom.
Thank you.
Yes, you can't call it Avatar Land, it's Pandora.
It's not Avatar Land. No.
Not Avatar Land. And you've got New Fantasyland over at Magic Kingdom. And you've got Cars Land over at Disney's California Adventure. So there's been a lot of land construction going on.
Safe to say.
And so, safe to say, yes, they're continuing through, and they won't be done for a while. You know that. So, along the way, some of your favorite movies have been turned into lands. You know, Cars and Star Wars get it, Toy Story getting it. So, the question is, as we know, because Walt himself said, Disneyland will never be completed so long as there's imagination left in the world, even if the guy with the imagination is no longer there and the Imagination Pavilion closes way too early in the evening. There is still plenty of movie franchises out there that Disney can tap into to basically immerse you in with new lands and even new attractions. So the question is, what Disney-owned franchise would you like to see done up as a land next?
Who wants to go first?
And when I say Disney-owned franchise, it is something that could be Marvel. It could be Pixar. It could be ABC.
Okay, I'll go first.
Go first.
I'm going to say Avengers out in Disneyland. Take over Tomorrowland and do Avengers.
Okay.
I like that.
You could easily do that. You could their interventions could be Avengers Tower.
Yeah.
And then you have Space Mountain there. That can easily be, switched over to be something Marvel related.
Guardians of the Galaxy, perhaps.
So are you saying strictly Avengers, or are you like expanding that to be Marvel in general?
I think I'm going to go with strictly Avengers because I feel that if you did Marvel, you would need a whole park for Marvel.
Ooh, good
There's
answer.
so much stuff
Yeah.
Marvel you could do. You need a full park. But Avengers, there's plenty of them that you can do all kinds of cool rides and places to eat, and it could easily take over Tomorrowland.
Shawarma.
I was going to say, shawarma. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be great. I like that. Or you could have Stanley's Pizza. That'd be neat.
There you go.
Yep.
Yep. I like that. Kristen, great job. I like that idea. Oh, wait a minute. I love that idea.
Why don't you take us with you, Steve?
Yeah. Oh.
You know what you could do is, for Buzz Lightyear, instead of shooting things, you have Thor's hammer and you're throwing the hammer.
Almost like the 3D stuff that they do with Toy Story Mania. But you're throwing hammers.
Yep.
Let me see.
I could see that.
Let me see. It'll never work. Glad I didn't hit the heater on that one. Okay.
What would you do with Carousel of Progress, though?
I'm talking about in Disneyland.
Oh, Disneyland. Okay.
Yeah, because as of right now, there's no chance of us getting over in Disney World, Marvel anything, until Disney decides that it's willing to pay whatever Universal wants to get it out of their park.
Sure, yeah. I can understand that.
Yeah, I like Kristen's idea a lot.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Any other ideas? Anybody?
I would like to see, and I think some people might get mad at me because I'm throwing another character into this area where people don't think characters need to be in the area as far as attraction-wise. But I would like to see over in Future World at Epcot an attraction about Wall-E. And what's the word?
Conservation.
Thank you. Conservation of the planet.
So that would replace Ellen's Energy Adventure?
Yes, exactly.
I like that idea.
Yeah.
I like that idea. You take out the dinosaurs.
Yep.
Because honestly, the dinosaurs in Ellen's Energy Adventure compared to the dinosaurs in like Countdown to Extinction. Excuse me, they call it dinosaur now.
Dinosaur. Got to be right, yeah.
It's still always going to be Countdown to Extinction for me. I'm sorry. No, I'm not sorry. But you take that out, and that could be the Earth of the Earth of the future.
Yeah, it's a huge building, massive building. You see what all they have in there, and all the different theaters that they have. So the amount of room that they have to create a dark ride for that type of something to do with the way Earth looked when Wall-E first came, and then takes you back, takes you forward X amount of years. You've got the Earth the way it looks when he is there, and you've got the animatronic working with trash and doing all kinds of different things, and then some more different things from the movie implemented and everything else. I think it would be a really, really great dark ride to enjoy, and I don't think the little guy gets enough recognition with the movie that he had, because we really don't see much merchandise anymore. We don't hear about it very much anymore, so I'd like to see him get some love. He was a great Disney character.
Yeah, and I think that's a great fit for that.
So that's my suggestion. Yeah,
I agree.
All right.
Yeah. So I have a suggestion. Kristen already hit up Marvel, and Jeff had a great idea with Wall-E. I like that a lot. I'm not going to touch Tron, because I know you guys will probably discuss that later. But I'm thinking that we need to bring Once Upon a Time into the parks.
I was thinking that too, but I liked Wall-E a little more.
That's why I offered out ABC, because I know there's some Once Upon a Timers out there.
Well, it seems to me that there needs to be more integration of ABC and franchises in the park. I mean, especially Hollywood Studios. I mean, where's all the Grey's Anatomy merchandise? Where's all the, How to Get Away with Murder, and all the stuff there from all the different TV shows like The Bachelor? I mean, how much stuff could they sell?
Rebuild Storybrooke in Walt Disney World, literally.
Yep.
Yeah, you can do that.
That would be
You already have your food location.
Yeah, the diner.
Yep.
Exactly right. Grandma's
That
Diner.
could go where ABC commissary is.
That's right.
You could go down and fight the dragon down there, and I'm just there's a whole bunch of possibilities, and you can implement so many Disney characters into that area would be huge.
Well, I think what also would be great is in the Sounds Dangerous studio for them to implement a classic ABC TV series attraction where people can insert themselves into classic TV shows.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Like the Love Boat. Then all of a sudden your
dear God.
In to I've been watching a lot of Love Boat, folks. I'm sorry, but
I'd rather do Married with Children. That's the one I would.
Well,
choose.
it's not ABC. It's Fox. You just want to be with Kelly Bundy, Jeff.
Thank you very much. I do. Yeah.
You're welcome. You're welcome. But yeah, I mean.
You say you've been watching a lot of Love Boat. How many Paul Williams episodes have you seen so far?
Oh gosh, at least 5.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's in there quite frequently. Him and Charo pretty much run the Princess Cruise Line. So
why are you watching that?
It's
Where
great.
are you watching that?
Right.
Online on YouTube. It's actually on Pop Network. They brought back the new Pop Network. Brought back a lot of classic episodes of The Love Boat, and I caught it one day a few weeks back. And I was thinking to myself, wow, that's great. Love Boat ran for like 9-10 seasons or something like that. Ridiculous.
I
like
used
Fantasy
to watch
Island.
that show religiously. That and Fantasy Island both.
Yeah, and those were great. And Aaron Spelling Productions. And so now I'm just like, wow, this is a really interesting show. It's episodic. It's just fun. It's just cheesy in all the good ways. And so just to put classic TV on there, I think would be fun and small, and people get a kick out of it. And then of course, Once Upon a Time. Obviously there's so many people that love that show, along with Grey's Anatomy and other things, and people should not only be able to get merchandise, but I think it'd be nice to have a character meet and greet. Now I know that it might conflict with how other characters that have the same type of name would appear in other parks like Snow White or Prince Charming or Belle and
Captain Hook.
Captain Hook.
Yeah.
So I understand that they want to tread lightly, but honestly, I think they would have ABC weekends. That idea that I don't want to let go of would be great. To have the stars of ABC shows, including Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., come in and do stuff, and they just need to have more integration with ABC. That's all I need to say. And now with ABC Freeform, which is formerly ABC Family, they could do a whole lot more with shows like Pretty Little Liars and stuff like that. I think
it's risque, no doubt, for that type of channel from what they used to be. They've taken a big risk on this.
Yeah, well, and that's what they want. They want to evolve. And they're getting an edgier, more adult audience as they change demographics, and that's cool. I mean, but I think that would be really neat to see them integrate that into the parks.
And they could sell some really do Gold's Pawn Shop.
Oh yeah.
And sell some really nice collectible pieces, stuff like you find over, Harry Potter, that kind of. Some nice quality
memorabilia
pieces that people would want to buy from the show.
Who would want to have that sorcerer hat that Gold had at one time?
Oh, that's great.
Oh, I want his dagger.
Yeah, his dagger would be fantastic, or Excalibur itself, completed, or just different things, props that you've seen remade for merchandise purchasing.
Well, you could sell jackets Hook wears, things like that. Cause his now modernized jacket.
Yeah.
I believe you can get. I believe you can get
really
the.
well.
I believe you can get the Dagger of the Dark one from our Amazon store. By the way, just so you know.
But I'm just saying, in the park.
Yeah, authentic merchandise from ABC.
Yeah, that would be something special.
I agree.
Would it be its own area, or would you put it into one of the parks?
I would put it in Hollywood Studios for sure.
Hollywood Studios, yeah.
Oh yeah, where it belongs.
Yeah.
As long as you have the name Hollywood Studios, it's not difficult. Villains in Vogue could have so much Evil Queen merchandise and Maleficent merchandise, and it doesn't. And I know that Rumpelstiltskin. I mean, there's so many great villains on Once Upon a Time. It's pretty ridiculous.
That's true.
But I'm a big fan of the show. I know you guys are too. So. That would be really cool.
When's other shows? I mean, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Once Upon a Time, waiting a long time for those to start back up over on ABC.
Yeah, there's a lot. They had to get over the whole Super Bowl, Grammys, award season hump before they come back in. So
it's tough. I'm having withdrawals.
Yeah.
What, another 2-3 weeks, right?
Yeah.
First part of March. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a while.
Yeah, it's gonna be a minute. Yeah. So, Eric, how about yourself?
Okay, I've kind of said something similar to this in a previous After Dark, but for me, the franchise I would love to see turned into a land is Monstropolis.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
From Monsters Inc. Don't give me Monsters University unless you really, really, really have to. But I want to see downtown Monstropolis as we saw it in the first Monsters Inc. movie. You can have the huge door vault building housing an inverted roller coaster, so that is themed to the Doors. You could have a dark ride, kind of like Mike and Sully to the Rescue over in DCA. You could have a built-in food thing. You've got the quote-unquote Hidden City Cafe, Tony's Grocery, and you also have Harryhausen's.
Mm.
So those would be prime example, and because I love the architecture, and you see it a little bit in the laugh floor, where everything is it's monsterfied, for lack of a better word. You basically give everything, even everyday objects, you give them a little bit of a monstrous appearance. So at the same time, it's familiar. It's a tape dispenser, but instead of the little bitty teeth you use to tear off your strip of tape, it's like big honking jaws that just kind of like pierce it. You're like, you get a paper cut, you're losing a limb there. Just that sort of thing.
Yeah.
I think it would be great visually. It's a way to draw in because adults loved Monsters, Inc. almost as much as kids. Mainly because it's one of those movies that I think this is where Pixar really does a good job of tapping into. They tap into universal experiences. Like with Monsters, Inc., it was like, well, everybody, when they were little kids, knew there were monsters in the closet or monsters under the bed. So you take on that and go, well, it's nothing personal, it's just a job. And they're more afraid of you than you are of them. So I mean, that, to me, was brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that you tap into that appeal. Not to say that Toy Story is garbage by comparison or anything like that. I just think that Monsters, Inc. doesn't get as much love as it should.
True.
But that's just me.
Yeah, it's it's very similar to how you were talking about Wall-E or something like The Incredibles, or dare I even say Big Hero 6. Those are very immersive environments that would be really cool. And I think I mentioned this on a show we did with Park Hopper John, Table for Four. But how cool would it be to have a land based on Wreck-It Ralph?
Oh yeah, that would be.
The Nicelanders complex.
Mm-hmm.
You could go into an arcade, and that would be your gateway into the world of video games. And then you could have meet and greets with all kinds of great video games. They could partner network up with so many different video game people, and I think that would be an excellent. I mean, I cannot ever see a time when video game based land would not be busy as hell.
Sure.
Heroes Duty, Galaga, Street Fighter. All those big franchises. Donkey Kong. All those big franchises would come and live with licensing agreements and character meet and greets, and even Disney Infinity could live in that area.
The only challenge I would see to that is, while I would love it, I know you would love it. Place like Disney Quest, we love places like Disney Quest, but they're disappearing.
Mm-hmm.
You had the Tomorrowland arcade. What's happened to it? It's closed.
Yeah.
You had Flynn's arcade over at Disneyland. What happened? Closed. You have Disney Quest, which is it closed? Is it open? Is it closed? Is it open? Disney seems to go back and forth on that. So I like the idea of a world based off video games. I just don't know. I don't know that video games as a destination. You follow what I'm saying? That the video games as a destination, it has to be more than an arcade. Let's put it that way.
Sure.
Well, sure. And that's where I believe that the strength of the games and the type of games and the experiences you have in there are going to be great. If you're going to have an experience where you're traveling on a KUKA arm and you're flying around, different adventures. I mean, that'd be cool. The facade is one thing when you go into the arcade but that's a thought. I think it's something that has the characters. I think would be the selling point, definitely of an area like that. Whether it's as big as the art of animation, or something smaller, you just never know. And I think another cool thing would even be, Eric's favorite franchise, Gargoyles, right?
I'd love to see some Gargoyle stuff. I really would. You could almost make that like a Soarin' type ride where you are gliding along with the Gargoyles over Manhattan at night. I could totally see that.
How cool would it be to have Gargoyles walking around in the park along with the gummy bears and a lot of Disney Afternoon characters like that?
You could only have the Gargoyles out at night, though.
Yep. Oh, I totally agree with that. totally agree with that. Any other suggestions? Man, this has been pretty good conversation. I dig it.
I still eventually want. I know Shanghai is getting this, but I think it was so much of a better fit over in Epcot to see Tron get some love in the U.S. As big as it was back in the 80s, as big as it was, during this time period and everything, I really think that attraction would have been fantastic for Epcot. Epcot needs some love in a big way. Yes, they are getting a brand new movie when it comes to Soarin'. Yes, we are getting a Frozen attraction over in Norway. But everything else is just, other attractions are a few aging dinosaurs like, Universe of Energy, Journey into Imagination. Even though the land is very popular, it is an aged, attraction. The Living Seas, it does okay. When do you really have a wait time to get on the Living Sea? Not the Living Seas, Finding Nemo.
Well, think how long it's been that Illuminations or Reflections of Earth has been there.
Exactly. Yeah, that's part of it too.
99.
Yeah.
It's time to change it up.
Epcot needs a lot of TLC from Disney Imagineers somewhere other than just bringing in Anna and Elsa for the kids to enjoy. That's not enough.
Right.
No, it's not. And no, I'm sorry. A hit movie is all well and good, but sooner or later that hit movie is no longer a hit movie.
Exactly. And the thing is that with Epcot and the numbers that Disney makes public every single year on attendance, Epcot has been the continuous Disney park that continuously drops every single year. Less and less people are going to Epcot, unless, of course, you have events like the Food and Wine Festival, the upcoming Flower and Garden Festival. That's when you see a lot of crowds head over there. But the rest of the time, there's just not enough for people to see and do because it's been there forever.
Yep,
it's the park that when people are only going for 3 days, they choose to skip. That's the one thing I can say, being an agent, that I see all the time. When I have guests who are doing 3 or less days, the first park to go is always Epcot.
Yep. Yeah, that it definitely needs love. I think that, if and correct me if I'm wrong, Eric, maybe the licensing rights to Godzilla in the United States belongs to Universal. But
I think so, yeah.
It would have been so cool to have that e-ticket attraction, the bullet train, actually get built, going from one end of the World Showcase to the next, or Japan to China, and have it a really nice speedy roller coaster with Godzilla and fighting Mechagodzilla or Mothra or whatever the case is. The initial plans of that were scrapped. Because I think it was supposed to be underwritten by Fuji, but because they had contract with Kodak, it was a conflict of interest, so they never built the attraction. And that would have been so cool to have something like that. And it could very well be again. It doesn't have to be Godzilla, but it would be really nice to have some kind of really cool mechs or something like that work with the bullet train type of attraction.
Unfortunately, go ahead.
How many years have we, suggested and waited for a new country to come to the World Showcase with land that they have plenty of room to, to make a different country and bring somebody else in to be represented? How many years have we said, can Disney build a separate, building in order to house all these different things going on during Food and Wine instead of using the old Wonders of Life Pavilion?
Well, I'm waiting for Russia to open. It was supposed to open in 1999. I'm still waiting.
You're still waiting for? I'm so sorry. They'll have to get on top of that one. I apologize for Disney that they have not gotten to that one. But, yeah.
Unfortunately, though, the reality of the situation is Disney's not going to bring a new country in unless that country's government sponsors it.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't see another country sponsoring another pavilion after what happened at Norway, because by all accounts, the Norwegian government is pissed as hell.
That's their own fault, though. That's on them.
Yes, it is. But if Disney comes to, like, say, Brazil or or Greece or somewhere like that. Well, maybe not Greece because they don't have any money either. But to another country.
That would be Germany Pavilion number 2.
Right. Yeah.
Opa! But you would have, if they come to the government and the government official just looks at them and says, okay, well, how do we know you're not going to do what you did to Norway and just scrap all remnants of cultural heritage so you can sell a few more plushanas?
That's where the attorneys get involved in the contract that says, ever so X amount of years, we need input from you in order to update this area so that more people will continue to visit your country, X, Y, and Z, which Disney did not do with Norway or probably any of the other countries. They just said, oh, well, we've got one. They're getting recognition, income, whatever it may be. We don't care. We're just kind of done with it. It's there. It's going to be there. It's not going anywhere. Disney's not going to get rid of it. So what does it matter? That's why Disney did what they did. So.
Yeah. I mean, they asked them first, I believe, to refurbish it, and their government said, no, we don't want to put any more money into it.
Yeah.
At least that's my understanding. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, folks.
That's what I heard.
I heard the same thing.
That's what I heard as well. I'm just bringing this up as it's a counterpoint, it's a devil's advocate. Now, yes, and maybe that's where the original negotiations broke down. Look at it as a partnership. Look at it as a symbiotic experience. Now, but at the same time, though, if you're going to bring in a character, and I have said this before, I don't have an issue with what they did with the Living Seas, even though I loved Sea Base Alpha. I loved that concept, and I miss that concept. I don't have a major issue with retheming it to Nemo because the focus is the real life oceans, the real life seas.
Sure. Yeah.
Yes, you have make believe fish, introducing you to the subject, but it's still there to it's edutainment. The Grand Fiesta Tour in Mexico Pavilion, again, don't have a big issue with that because it's the characters in the real country. And if Disney had come in and said, okay, well, you know what? We're going to do the same model. We're going to have Anna, Elsa, Kristoff, Sven. They're going through Norway. I would be totally fine with this because, again,
they're still in Norway.
They're still in Norway.
Right.
Keep it Norway. Don't make it freaking Arendelle. Arendelle, you will not find Arendelle on a map. If you can't find it on a map, it doesn't belong in Future World, or World Showcase for that matter.
I got a suggestion, and this should clear everything up for everybody. It may not be a country, but it literally has its own culture and different types of very interesting people and everything else. Kristen and Aljon, you guys have been there plenty of time. Just rebuild a small part of Los Angeles there in the World Showcase, and you'll be fine. Don't worry about it. You're good to go. You've got it all right there and there, and you're finished and you're done. So
I'm not even going to comment on that.
That's all you got to do.
I'm not
do you have smog generators?
There is so much culture in Los Angeles. You could literally put it in the World Showcase. That's how the demographic of different cultures in LA and California. It's massive. It's huge. Yeah. So just
same is true of New York City.
In New York as well. Yeah. So
yeah,
I mean, you got options,
more.
Disney. Just choose one and build a small part of it or something. I don't know. Anything at this point. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Well, it is what it is, and I'm all about bringing medical advances and weather advances in technology into Future World, rehabbing the old Wonders of Life Pavilion. It looks nasty. It's just outdated.
You know what? They've had more closures at Innovations. That building is becoming. It's falling apart piece by piece. They're losing so many different exhibits there. No companies are re-upping or thinking of other things to bring in. It's another area of Epcot that's just kind of wasting away.
Well, I have to tell you, I was really happy about the whole Glidden Color World exhibit, right, Kristen?
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah, that was fun.
We did that. That was a lot of fun, and I can see where people, would like to have fun doing that. it's just a shame. There's so many great things, but once again, technology changes so rapidly.
Well, that's like Habit Heroes. I wish that was still around a little bit longer. It didn't last very long.
After it went through a major change after just, 3 months, Habit Heroes did well after that. They did fine. Yeah, but then now it's going on.
It was fun. I did it with Con. Him and I went and did that. And,
it's, it is what it is. I'd be curious to see, Erica, what our audience has to say about this. Feel free to like and respond to this video on YouTube. Leave us messages on our podcast feed on iTunes or on our website at wdwafterdark.com, and we want to hear from you. Social media as well, at WDW After Dark on Twitter and WDW After Dark Webcast on Facebook. So let's put this puppy to bed. We love this discussion, and we appreciate you joining us for yet another edition of WDW After Dark. Mr. Jeff Davis, where can people find you?
Couple of different places on Twitter. You can find me at DW_60 or Jeff Davis _75. Both places on Twitter. Also in the Sorcerer Radio Disney Fun Zone over on Facebook, which officially had its 1,000th member join the Fun Zone today, which was fantastic to see, because we were 4 members away when I mentioned it this afternoon, and then just boom, like that. So we were happy to see 1,000 on that. But you can catch me on Sorcerer Radio every Thursday morning, 8 a.m. Eastern Time, for DW60 for news, music, and just all kinds of Disney stuff. So.
Very good, very good. But there's always room for another one. I can't go and do my ghost host voice because there's already more than 1,000.
Right.
Any volunteers? Kristen, where can people find you?
At diningatdisney.com, on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, all those places, Dining at Disney. And on iTunes, you can download the Dining at Disney podcast.
Very good. Mr. Thunderbeaver, Eric Allen.
Well, you can find me in a couple of places on Twitter. You can have at Sorcom Review for things that are Disney and Sorcerer Radio related. At Uncle Servo for Marvel and general shenanigans. You can also check out the Sorcom Review's Facebook page by going to facebook.com/Sorcom Review. You can also hit me up in the Sorcerer Radio Disney Fun Zone as well.
Very good. You can find me at JediMouseketeer.com, social media as well, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Jedi Mouseketeer. You can also find Kristen and myself hosting another edition of WDW Teak Room on Sorcerer Radio every Friday at 8 a.m. Eastern, with a replay at 7 p.m. At WDWTeakroom.com. You can get all of our great celebrity interviews we mentioned earlier, as well as great insights into the parks, travel, occasional food talk in there as well, with WDWTeakroom.com. And once again, tell all your friends about WDW After Dark and our webcast and podcast as well. So until next time, everyone, don't forget it's better after dark. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Is here.
Next stage, next grade, next wave.
The new Sorcerer Radio app, version 4.0.
Take your favorite Disney park music and SR shows with you everywhere you go.
The new Sorcerer Radio app, version 4.0.
There's a lot of satisfaction in developing ideas into realities.
We went back to the drawing board with an all-new design and features that you've been asking for.
To infinity and beyond!
All new design, daily schedule page, Sorcerer Radio Disney News page, keep on screen, sleep timer, screen lock display, Bluetooth display, visual buffer, iOS 8 compatible, iPad compatible, optimized for the iPhone 6 and 6 Plus, coming soon to Android. And the best part, it's free.
Download.
The new Sorcerer Radio app, version 4.0.
Download it for free.
Thank you for traveling with us.
All Disney music all day long. Sorcerer Radio, srsounds.com.
crisis for the geek kind. Top geek officials admit they underestimated the hipsters' defense capability. Join the geek revolution and save the galaxy. Geeks from all over the globe are joining up to fight for the future. They're doing their part. Are you? Want to know more? Join Weeby Geeks and the Geek Revolution and save the world. Service guarantees citizenship. Listen to Weeby Geeks podcast on iTunes and Stitcher or online at WeebyGeeks.net. Weeby Geeks, your voice for the Geek Revolution. Want to know more?